So now you're like, how the fuck shoes and weed go together? Well, this story is about those shoes that you see. Of course, they about to drop this year and shit like that. I think they dropped sometime in April of '01 or wherever the fuck they dropped. They did drop in '01. So I remember this just like it was nothing, man. It was 2001. And in that time, it wasn't just the red and white joints that came out. It was the Carolina, well, call them baby blue, and then he had like some silver type shit for the chicks. You know what I'm saying? See, this is back when Jordan Brand decided to do some fly shit and give you probably two colorways or three colorways. They dropped it the same day, not this week, next week, and a week after. You know what I'm saying? So these particular shoes had everybody hype. You know what I mean? Far as school, far as niggas, far as bitches, what colorway you gonna get? Cause you already know what the motherfuckers will go sell out faster than the other one, right? So me myself, I passed on them soon as I fucking seen them. I wasn't really feeling the new shit. This when they was trying all the new shit with Jordans that getting kind of re-released today. But when I seen them, I kind of passed on them, and I was like, what's the difference between those and like when they did the whole 16s low tops and the 17s, all that dumb shit. I was cool, but I still wanted to see what my niggas was gonna get. My nigga Mitch and my nigga Sean, cause I know these niggas was gonna get them whatever. They went and got summer jobs. I chose to do other shit. You know what I'm saying? But I still had the money to get them. So the day comes and it's like a bunch of niggas. Like I don't even think I went to the mall that day because I was like, I don't feel like standing in line if I'm not getting them motherfuckers. And the day before, we all talking about what shoes niggas gonna get, yada blah blah blah. So it comes to this apartment building. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say her actual name. Let's just call her Mercedes, right? I actually knew a bitch named Mercedes. She was cool as fuck. And I actually took that bitch from another nigga. But that's beyond the point. But let's just say, her name Mercedes. We like 15, 16, whatever. So we all talking and we look at Mercedes like, cause she came out of left field, my nigga. I mean, she literally could have jumped out her apartment window like, yep, I'm getting them too. Cause at this time, like, every nigga around me had J's and shit. And it's a rarity that, she'd get some J's. You know what I mean? So this back with the food stamp era, the welfare era and everything like that. But I think her mom worked or whatever. So we looking at her like, bitch, you're right. Me being me, I'm like, all right, I bet you $20, a half pint of Hennessy, and a purple sack, you don't get neither one of them motherfucking colors. Because if one sell out, they got the other one. The girl shoe was an alternate if you couldn't get the other two. So she took me up on that bet. Niggas was like, bro, you tripping? You about to spend all that money on that shit? That was just some shit I had already left over. I used to be kind of a alcoholic at an early age or whatever. But we drank, sip or whatever. It wasn't really nothing. So it's Thursday, Friday. We still talking about the shit. Saturday come. Now, mind you, every Saturday we always get up, smoke a blunt. You know what I mean? Get our bikes. We still rode bikes back then. Before niggas got licenses and got cars and shit. Rode around and shit. And then it come time to go to the mall. And I'm like, all right, y'all niggas go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and shower and shit. So it come and it's time to go to the mall. Last minute, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go. For some reason, I didn't really feel like going because I don't know really what it was. I didn't feel like wasting my time. So I'm like, all right, I'll holler at you niggas later. So they go, they get their shoes. My boy Mitch, that's like my best friend. So he came to the crib like, yo, come over. So boom. But see, this nigga, he won't really just tell me to come over without, he won't do it like that. You know what I'm saying? He'll call the phone, be like, yo, what's up? Shit, like meet me on the block, like, the corner from my house or whatever. So when he say come over, it's some other shit. So I'm like, this nigga Sean must be there. Soon as I walk through the fucking door, this nigga got his whole outfit on, and the first thing he do is just tapping his feet on the floor. So I'm like, oh, you got the, what I'm saying, the baby blue joints. All right, cool. Who got the red and white ones? So I look at my nigga, I go to my nigga Mitchell, and I'm like, what's up, nigga? Like, which ones you get? And I'm like, why you niggas buy the same color shoes if you had two options? Like, I don't understand that shit. And then I was like, whatever, you know what I mean? It's cool. You niggas got them. Boom, that's what's up. All right, we straight. So at that time, I was just like, well, man, it is what it is. I'm not tripping. They were like, yo, they motherfuckers was selling out, but the red and white ones kind of didn't sell out. If you want to go get them, you could. I don't know. I had some like Air Forces or some old Jordans or some shit. Not old, but y'all know how. What I forget what shoes I had back then, but whatever the case may be, I was like, fuck it, it is what it is. See, back then niggas was weird and shit, you know what I mean? Where it's like if somebody had the new J's that come out, other niggas wouldn't want to be around. I didn't give a fuck. I already had more shoes than both those niggas combined, so I just wore any fucking thing. Like I didn't even get dressed. Matter of fact, it was some Pumas that I actually was rocking half the day until we went to the movies and shit. But I'm like, all right, so what we gonna do? So we go around to the apartments. Everybody like, waiting to see who actually got the J's. Little homie RJ has some, and so I'm just sitting there. Back then we smoked blacks. You know what I mean, black mouths and shit. So it's like I'm smoking black, whatever, passing weed, and I'm waiting on this bitch Mercedes to come outside with her shoes. Her little sister come down, dumbass fitted though. I'm in a clean ass little coat, you know what I'm saying? Like pajama pants. See, back then, we didn't give a fuck about being dressed to go to the mall. Niggas be in pajama pants, bitches be in pajama pants. But the coat we have on, the shirt, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, just some Bay Area Oakland shit, you know what I mean? So she come down, and I know she about to go hang with her little friends and shit. So I'm sitting there still waiting. Like, where the fuck is Mercedes at? She don't want to come outside. Oh, she sleep. Mind you, it's only 10 in the morning. You feel me? Because, the mall open, get the shoes, they shut the mall down, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, man, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? Something fool about this shit. She lost the bet. Who gives a fuck, right? So we go around, we do our thing and shit. Go to the mall, go to the movie and shit, cooling and shit, see hella people we know from school and shit. And I still could have bought the red and white ones, but I was just like, I wasn't feeling that. Like, I'm like, man, I don't know. They already came out. And yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was like, fuck it. I just went and bought some clothes and shit. Back in the day, it was a store called Four Brothers where we bought all our Jabot jeans from. So I think I bought me 2 pair of pants, 2 shirts, and for some funny ass reason, I ended up buying like, what the fuck did I buy? Like I went to this other store and bought like, remember the NBA patch shit? I bought a hat. Never wore the motherfucker. I ended up giving it to my little brother because he wanted it or whatever. And then we go back to the block, and then all of a sudden we see Mercedes, but they like, bruh, like look at her shoes. Now, mind you, she's a girl, so that's a girl's shoe. It was a silver colorway, and I'm like, yo, why your toe seem like it's poking out the front of the motherfucker? If they knew, I ain't understanding that. This bitch wanted to win that bet so bad. She went and got somebody else's shoes. From what I heard, she begged and pleaded and cried to let, what I'm saying, somebody else wear, you know what I mean? She wanted to rock the motherfuckers to win a bet. And I was like, yo, we gonna have to postpone this to at least 3 days. Because I'm like, I'm not tripping off the shell. We still smoked and everything, but I'm like, I don't think them your shoes. You feel me? It's like, it ain't looking right. So before we roast her, I was like, it's Saturday. Let's give it to you. We all gotta go to school Monday. Let's see what happened. Cause we gotta come down the block. Like my house is over here, Mitch house around the corner, and Sean shit down the street. So we all gotta meet up on my block and walk down to Sean house and go to school. But we gotta walk past her apartments. Every morning I kept not seeing this bitch, right? So I'm like, yo, what school she go to? Cause when you go to certain schools, you gotta go to certain bus stops. You know what I'm saying? This where a lot of shit used to jump off at. Like, and now as a joint, you have to hop on the bus and go to school. And I was like, oh, she going so and so. And I'm like, oh, that's over there on 8 due. So, all right, we're going to go this way to see. And when we seen her having them motherfucking J's, she had on some fresh ass Nikes, but it wasn't them J's. So I'm like, this shit is bullshit. So I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I passed her the little dub sack or whatever. I wasn't tripping. And these niggas like, what the fuck you doing, nigga? That's for, like, we supposed to smoke on lunch. I'm like, nigga, look at my backpack. And I had like an eighth or some shit. Like, I just always had weed back then. And she like, all right, for sure, thanks. And then everybody on her bus like, who the fuck is that nigga? So just to say I started, you know what I mean, going down the block after school and seeing what's what. But then I really wanted to know what was it. And then, so school get out and I fuck around. I leave them for some reason, just go to my own way home, you know what I'm saying? Because let's just say I got tired of smoking with niggas, so I wanted to smoke by myself, going home, living in my household. God, it was hectic. But anyway, so I see her, I'm like, why the fuck you sitting in the park? Like, by yourself, I understand that. She's like, oh, I can't go home yet. I'm like, fuck you mean you can't go? Your mom go beat your ass? You what? Like, her mom didn't fuck around. So I'm like, man, what the fuck? So I dip, but for my house, the park right there, I could see everything. Just go outside my porch, and I look, and I see a shoebox. So when she got it, she went to the school, because I stayed by elementary school as well when I used to go to when I was a kid. So I go around the corner, and I meet her, like, right there on the fire. Like, what was that shit? Like, I seen that shoebox. What was that? And then she was So she finally told me it wasn't her shoes, like it was somebody else shit. But what she had to do, she had to literally, her mom had to basically pay the girl that she bought the shoes from because she fucked her shit up. See, the girl wore like a size 6.5, 7. Let's just say 6.5, and this bitch wore 8.5. So she stuck her big ass foot in a small ass shoe and fucked the front of the girl's shoe up. So her mom had to give her that cash to give her, you know what I mean? Y'all know how that go. So I was like, why you did all that shit to in a bet? You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, oh, I didn't want to look bad in front of you. You know what I mean? Because we didn't date. We dated, but it wasn't on some whatever shit. You know, you like, that's another story. But yeah, so I'm like, you did all that shit just went in bed. I would have gave you shit anyway, but it's just that you shouldn't go around popping off and saying you're gonna get some shit, especially around me if you know what it is. Though, you know what I'm saying? But you cool, and it's just like that taught me something right there. Chicks would do anything to be accepted and shit, but that was just something we just did. That shit was funny to me. I would roll with this shit, but that's just one little quick little story though. We all smoked about it, laughed about it. That was it.